Okay, so today I'm going to be showing you how to solve simultaneous equation. Simultaneous equations in maths just means two equations. The quickest way to do it is to focus on the middle terms. So the middle terms in this case are the y's, the minus y and the positive y. So they're the middle terms. We're going to be using two methods. But before we use the methods, you've got to ask yourself, are the middle numbers the same? Basically, what do I mean by the same? Do they both have, so if this is a y, the bottom one should also be a y. If this is a 2y, the bottom one should also be a 2y. Don't worry too much about the signs, but then the signs become important as well. But basically, look at the middle numbers. Are they the same numbers, same terms? Yes. Now focus on the signs they have in front of them. If they have the same sign, and here's where we have the methods in. If they have same sign, we subtract. So we use the SSS rule. But if they have different signs, we add. Okay, so these ones have different signs. And because they have different signs, we draw a line down and we get to add. If you've chosen the right rule, which in this case we're going to be using is DSA, the middle terms will automatically give you a 0. That's if you've chosen the right rule and you've done this properly. You don't have to worry too much. But if you really want to worry about the maths behind this, negative y add a positive y will just give a 0. So then we add this to the top and bottom number. Remember there's a number 1 in front of x that no one goes to put. So if we add this 2, we get a 3x. And when we add this 2, we get 12. Now let's just write this out without the 0. We'll have 3x equal 12. So we normally say when we have a number and a letter next to each other, side by side, and there's nothing in between them, we call them the kissing couple. And we know kissing in maths means times. Now to split the kissing couple, we do the opposite of times, which is divide. So we divide both sides by 3, x would equal 4. Remember we said simultaneous equation means two equations. Right, so if that's the case, we get two answers. So we got the x equal 4, but we now need to find the value of y. So if you go back to the original equations we had, I can label this equation 1 and this equation 2. So what we tend to do is we substitute the answer we just got. We substitute x equal 4 into one of the equations above. You can pick any one of the two equations, but I would always advise you pick the one with the smaller numbers, the one that has less drama. So in this case, I'm going to go for equation 2. And equation 2 says x plus y equals 6. So remember we said we're going to substitute. Substitute in football means you take a player out and you put another one in. Well, in this case, we're going to do something similar. We're going to take x out, and guess what we're going to put instead? We're going to put a 4 instead. So we're going to have 4 plus y equals 6. What would you add to 4 to get a 6? Yeah, you're right. It's a 2. So y is 2. So for this question, our final answer is x equal 4 and y equal 2. Okay? So moving on to the next question. The difference between this question and the first example I did is that the middle numbers here are not the same. The other question I did, both the y's were just y's, and we know there was 1 in front of both of them that no one bothers to put, but at the end of the day they were still the same numbers. But in this case we've got 5 and a 3. We can't use the DSA or SSS rule just yet. We need to do a swap first before we use one of the methods. What do I mean by that? So the 5 and 3, we get to swap them. So that we times the top by 3, and we times the bottom by 5. Basically, every single number on the top, we need to times by 3. So 3 times 2x will give me 6x. 3 times 5y will give me 15y. And the same 3 times 7 will give me 21. Now moving on to the bottom, times every single number on the bottom by 5. 5x plus 15y equal 20. Now, did you notice they're now the same numbers? Yes. Now we can decide if we're going to be using the DSA rule or the SSS rule. If they're different signs, we add, but if they're the same sign, we subtract. We're going to be doing the SSS rule here because they're the same sign. So that means we're going to take away this 2, and we're going to take away this 2. We're going to take away this as well, but we know if we've chosen the right rule, this will automatically give us a 0. 6x take away 5x is 1x, or just x. 21 take away 20 is a 1. Now we're going to write this out without the 0. X equal 1. So remember, simultaneous equations means 2 equations, hence we're going to be getting 2 answers. To get the second answer, we're going to be substituting x equal 1 in 2. Now you've got so many options. You've now got 4 different equations that you can pick from. You've got equation 1, equation 2, equation 3, equation 4. Remember what I said in the other example? Try and pick the equation that has smaller numbers. Equation with less drama. In this case, I'm going to go for equation 2. So I'm going to copy out equation 2 again. I'm now going to replace this x with the 1. So I'm going to write 1 instead, but I will still have 3y equal 4. Now we're going to solve this equation. If you're struggling to solve equation, I would strongly recommend that you watch my video on solving equation with one unknown, and this might make more sense to you after watching that video. So we draw a line down the middle. For those of you that have watched the video, remember we said we've got kissing couple and we've got Larry. So we get rid of Larry first. But hang on a minute, there's no sign in front of Larry. Well, there is. There's a plus that no one bothers to put. So we're going to have to do the opposite of Larry. And the opposite of Larry in this case will be minus 1. What you do to one side, you do to the other. So positive 1 will cancel negative 1. We're now left with a kissing couple 3y. And on this side we have 4 take away 1. 4 take away 1 is 3. 3 and y are kissing. Remember what we said kissing means? Times. Opposite of times is divide. So we divide both sides by 3. This 3 cancels this 3 out, because 3 divided by 3 is a 1. And y equal 1. So our final answers are x is 1 and y is 1.